We are at the point of needing to connect the head to the body. So for that, we are going to look for the different joints that we have. And if you remember, we have created a neck joint, and that neck joint was connected to spine connect that we said from the beginning that was going to be replaced or reconnected to the spine. Additionally, I need to identify the last joint of my spine. Make sure that you're selecting the one of the spine, not the one that we use for the FK spine, but this is your actual spine. So I'm going to hit F, so that's my collar joint there. So I'm going to be selecting the neck joint, and then holding control and selecting the collar joint, and I'm going to be connecting those now by hitting just P. That leaves my connection there, and it leaves this spine joint, the one that was part of the neck, alone. So I'm going to just keep it there for now. Before I do a little operation that I want to do, and it is I'm going to now rebind or modify attach the neck geometry to that new collar joint. So I'm going to turn on my head character. My head character has his weight painting is there. So I'm going to, before I do any binding, I'm going to be saving my weight painting, and this should work without a problem. So I'm going to go select skin. I'm going to export my weight maps. I'm going to open it up. I'm going to do 256 is fine. I have just little information here. Keep it as luminance. As an IFF is fine. I'm going to hit export, and I'm going to save those to my images folder. I'm going to create a new folder there called head weight paint, and I'm going to open that up, and then I'm going to say head weight paint maps and I'm going to say save. I'm going to create 6 maps. I'm going to say yes, and it went in. I created them. So now I'm going to select that joint, the new joint that we created, the color joint that was connected to it, and the geometry, and I'm going to add the influence of that guy by saying edit influence, and let's just add influence. When I open it up, make sure that you have the same values, not lock weights. So I don't want to lock the weights. I'm going to say add, so it gets added to it. Right now my geometry has changed, it's weight painting, so if you try to open it up, he's lost it. But that's why we exported out the weight painting, because we're going to select the geometry again. I'm going to say skin, import weight maps. I'm going to go and open it up, and then I'm going to go and look for that folder under the images folder. Here is weight map. Here is the map file that I saved. I'm going to say open, and it just takes a few seconds to load it. You can see the geometry freaking out a little bit there, but then I should be able to have my character working bound correctly again. And here is my neck and everything. I just probably need to revise now the weight painting connected to that collarbone that got added there, that probably is not having any influence on it. So I just want to see what is doing that what. So the collarbone is going to need a little bit of influence there just to make sure it's consistent. So I'm going to just add there on the color. Make sure that it adds 8.3 would be a good start there. I'm just going to do the bottom of it so that it generates a valid influence there. And let me just smooth a little bit the transition here, so I don't want it to be too stream. Now I can go and test out my neck, and of course if I need a character to rotate its shoulder area, which seems to be working fine. So if I move this right now, the character neck work fine. The last thing that we need to do there is of course connect the controller of the neck to that shoulder box. So of course I'm going to select the group that I have there. I'm going to select the shoulder box. I'm going to hit P. That way that shoulder box now is controlling the whole head. I need to connect my eyebrows. I think I did not connect them, but I need to connect my eyebrows. I think we did it in a previous step. And those, I think, at least in this rig that I have here, they were constrained to the joint. We just find them there. There they are. So I'm going to just select them and make them constrained to that joint. Just the parent constraint will be fine. Apply that one, and then this one apply. So now if I move my my character back, I'm getting still a little bit of deformation on the neck, and that's partially the weight paints, but also it's because I have not deleted the old joint that was part of the neck. So if you remember that joint that was there, I'm gonna just delete that so that doesn't show up anymore in my weight painting, and so now it's not part of the list anymore, and I can revise my weights one more time just to make sure that everybody is doing what it needs to be doing. And yes, there is still need for some fine-tuning and some adding weights, so that especially the neck, that should be revised, and we'll just actually increase the value here to 1. I'm just adding a little bit more here, maybe a little bit there, and I just combine it with smoothing. Right now I'm pretty much generating, confirming that the neck and that collar joint now are receiving enough information. Of course, the best way to know is by placing him and working on, moving him around and seeing how much does he stretch, how much he changes, if we need him to be changed or modified. Of course, there are things there to be worked, but seems to be working fine now. Of course, he's very stretchy there, but I think that the rest of it is pure weight painting cleanup. Still, the mouth should be working correctly and all over components of the head. So I'm going to bring back everything to 0. That way I can go back and do additional fine-tuning. Okay, that is the connection of the neck. I'm going to use increment and save this version. And we're getting closer.